What's up guys, Chris from Honest Outlaw here, and today I wanted to do a quick video on a couple of firearms that I recently took to a competition. So I was involved in a pretty awesome little shootout with ABATE of Iowa. It's just a shootout for their members and to help raise awareness and support for their cause. It's a motorcycle organization trying to help with motorcycle rights and lots of other cool stuff. Put on by a guy named Eric Ross. He's a super cool guy, and overall we had a really fun time. Eric Ross is associated with Timber Valley Firearms, who is the sponsor of the event, and if you're interested, go over and check them out as well. Awesome guys, and I had an absolute blast. Everybody that was involved with the event was cool as hell, and the event itself was super fun. It was kind of geared more toward beginner shooters, but there was a lot of advanced shooters there as well. And some of the events were pretty awesome. It's a lot more laid back and kind of an easier environment to get into than something like a USPSA level 1 or level 2 match. And it was just overall a ton of fun. It was designed around being fun, and they definitely succeeded. To give you an example, some of the events, a lot of it was bullseye shooting, which is something I'm not usually used to doing. However, I do a lot of it on the channel. So as it turns out, I kind of inadvertently practice every day for a lot of these events that we did. And so it involved 25-foot bullseye shooting on like an NRA target, and then 50-foot bullseye shooting on an NRA target, and you get 6 rounds and you only get 1 chance to do it. So it's kind of good under pressure type of stuff. And then we shot plate racks at, like, I don't remember, 15 yards, 25 yards, something like that. And then one further back as well. And that's something I do have a lot of experience in, is steel shooting under pressure on a timer, stuff like that. So I had a little advantage there over some of the people that were there. And then the final event, which was super cool, was they had a gong system set up from like 6-inch plates all the way down to like 3-inch or something like that. I didn't go up there and measure them, but they were very small, set at 40 yards. And basically the whole concept was that you get 1 point for the easy target, 2, 3, 4, 5 on down to the hardest target, and you can shoot at the hardest target 5 times and get 25 points, or you could miss, right? So there was a lot of gamesmanship involved with the final targets, and as it turned out, the final targets were very difficult to hit. My first run up, I missed the one on the far right, the very small one, every time, and then on the last event, I kind of got called out a little bit from a guy who hit one. So he broke the chain and it was swinging around, and I managed to hit it twice while it was swinging around with this guy right here, the Atlas Artemis. And I had a lot of fun. It was one of the most fun competitions I've ever been a part of. So I wanted to discuss a little bit on what guns I used and why. So first off, we'll just talk about the Artemis since it's right here. We haven't done a first shots video on this gun yet, although I've already shot it a whole lot. We did a shred with this gun, partly to zero it for this competition, then we did the competition. So I already have several hundred rounds through the gun. It is a 4.6 slide with a 4.6 barrel with a sight block on the front of it, and then a full 5-inch dust cover with Picatinny rail there. 45-degree safety, new slide cuts for 2021 for Atlas Gunworks. Is a brand new gun. Gephardt trigger, flat face, best trigger in the world, 1.9 pounds out of the box, even less than that now that I've worn it in a little bit. I love it, it's like butter. New aggressive grip, this is the V2 grip, it's Atlas Gunworks grip. Doesn't have a grip safety, big plus on that, and it does have the grip panels that you can put on either side to make the grip bigger. Also has the tactical magwell, which I like a lot, and then the SRO, the co-witness blacked out rear fiber optic front sight. The SRO did come on the gun. This is not my gun. It's an Atlas Gunworks gun, but Manning & Sons sent me this for review. God, I love Manning & Sons. He sends me the coolest shit. And if you're interested, go to Instagram, go over to Manning & Sons and check out his page. He doesn't just sell Atlas Gunworks stuff. He just sells all kinds of stuff, from Wilson Combat to Sig Sauer to Beretta. He's got tons of stuff and great prices, and he's a cool dude. So he helps the channel, so I'd appreciate you go check out his stuff. That being said, they sent me for this for review, and as soon as I got this bitch, I get 2 birds stoned at once, right? Take this out, do a review, while simultaneously hopefully winning a competition with it, because it's an insane gun. And I did end up winning the centerfire and rimfire portion, partly due to the amazing guns that I brought. It kind of helps to shoot a lot too. But this gun is extremely accurate. I can't stress that enough. During the shred video we did, I was hitting the plate rack at 75 yards, which is really hard to do. That's 6-inch plates. And a lot of that can be attributed to the unbelievable trigger and the great sight picture of the SRO. I would have preferred, knowing if I was going to do a lot of bullseye shooting, I would have preferred maybe a slightly smaller dot. I usually go with the 5 MOA because it's a good mix of speed and accuracy. A little big for bullseye shooting, but it did very well. I kept them all in the black every single time, so work perfectly. And I wanted the same sight picture on both guns, so I put the SRO 5MOA on this one as well. Now this one I had never even touched or had seen prior to the competition. I took it out, zeroed it, and took it. My buddy Blake works at Shields in Cedar Falls, Iowa. I went there to get a Ruger Mark IV because I've never done any rimfire competition whatsoever, especially Bullseye. And I was like, you know, it's just a cheap gun, it's a good gun. My buddy Nick, PewView on Instagram, has one. He shoots the shit out of it. So I was like, all right, I'll get that. But this was sitting right above it. And he said he had 2 of these, and he said that if I got this, I would never go back. And I did some Instagram videos, and Valkorsen is not only made in Iowa, which I'm a big fan of because I'm from Iowa, but everyone in the comment section on the Instagram thing was super pro Valkorsen, and I experienced why that was when I went out to that competition. I actually shot more accurate with this than I did with this. My scores were actually a little higher with the Valkorsen, and this is an impressive piece of machinery. We were shooting CCI mini mags with this, and I shot a solid 1-inch group at 25 yards. It's probably the best group I've ever shot with a pistol. Now, rimfire is a little bit easier to shoot traditionally, but a little less accurate unless you get a Valkorsen with CCI mini mags, and now it's a damn laser beam. I mean, it was crazy how accurate the gun was. And like I said, this is a Scorpion. It's designed to be a match pistol. It's got something like a 2-pound trigger in it, but the action is a little bit weird. So you can see here, that's your slide. This is how you drop your not your slide. It's how you drop your bolt, I guess, and you pull it from back here, and that's how you charge the weapon if you want to lock to the rear. That's your slide release right there, which is kind of strange. This is your safety here, kind of a la Ruger / 1911, because the Rugers were made after the 1911, and it does have 1911 ergonomics, which I like a lot. And then that stupid trigger is awesome, along with fiber optic front, blacked out rear, see a pattern here, with an SRO. So I like consistency in my competition guns, so I can go from one similar sight picture to another similar sight picture if I have to go between 2 different guns. And I wanted the Valkorsen because the Atlas has a very light trigger. I didn't want to go from heavy trigger to light trigger. Light triggers are a little better generally, but worst case scenario is going from a really light one to a really heavy one to a really light one to a really heavy one, because then you have to keep gauging poundage. You're better off with 2 heavy triggers or 2 light triggers. So I went with this guy, and I was not disappointed. Threaded barrel on there, because 22s are fucking awesome to suppress. And overall, the gun has been super reliable so far. We've got a couple hundred rounds for this one as well. No first shots yet either, which is funny. But for a rimfire, stupid reliable, stupid accurate. Couldn't recommend it enough. Comes in around the $1,000 mark without the optic. The Atlas Artemis, well, you're gonna have to sell a kidney if you want this guy or one of your children or something. This is $6,000 out of the box, and then $6,500 with the SRO, making it the most expensive gun, I don't know, not in the world, but it's pretty expensive. But hey, it's absolutely worth it. The only difference between this and the Athena that I'm aware of is the match weight in the front. And these guns are also made in 40 cal, which if I ever did get one, I'd probably get one in 40 cal just because it would be a phenomenal limited gun. The 40 cal doesn't come with the aluminum grip, comes with the steel grip. This one here is 39 ounces, as you see. The 40 caliber are like 48 ounces because they put the steel grip on the bottom, counterweight the a little bit heavier recoil. Now, one thing you have to remember with these guns is that you're paying a shitload, but you are getting a shitload in return. And I always say that because you'll have people complain about this, and I understand people can't afford this. I really do. I also understand that people shouldn't even buy this unless you're going to shoot this a lot. It's a race car, and it needs to be raced. Like I keep saying, if you want to get something that looks cool, get a Colt single action. If you want something that runs really well, get an Atlas. Hopefully, I've showed that in the videos, but this is a company that if you're going to get a race gun, hard to beat this. Overall, I love both these guns. I'm going to continue to shoot both of them at least as long as I have this one, but I did buy this one, so you're going to see this a ton on the channel. I'm not usually a big rimfire guy, but this thing converted me over. I can't stress enough, if you're in the market for something cheap to shoot that you want to shoot really accurately, or you just want to have a lot of fun, I mean, this Valkorsen Scorpion's insane amounts of fun, and it's not quite as expensive per trigger pull. So, good time, sort of economic, and overall, just a fucking blast. We're going to be cutting in footage of this competition in here just to kind of show you what we did. However, none of it's going to be super high quality because we didn't take the camera. We just took our cell phones. So my cell phone was broken, and we ended up using my wife's phone. So if it's bad quality, just blame her. She's cute. She can take it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.
staying with my wife.
I got bungee cords all over and then I take a strap over.
Well, I'm one of the people who's not.
That's right.
Hello?
Come on, baby. Good, you just gotta move a little faster.
First place center fire, me. No, I guess we got to give it to Chris.
Woohoo!
Hey! You did some really fine shooting today. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay?
Oh, we're going to do this.
We're going to do this.
I just watch Eric stand.
Yes. First place rim fire. God, I know this name again. Mr. YouTube.